Hi, my name is Onyekuri Bright Okwacha from Issaquah Local Government, Abia State, Mokogbu Luoma, Umuso, Nigeria, aka Basket Mouth. You're watching Africa Rising. Okay, now I started comedy professionally in 2000, the year 2000, and right now like 10 years. This is actually my 10th year anniversary as a professional comedian. But as a normal local comedian, I cracking jokes. I think I said when I was in primary school, primary 5 or 6, thereabout. Then in secondary school, I started cracking jokes in front of my classmates. And there's this stuff they call wording. I don't know what you guys call it here in London. In America, I think they have a program called Yo Mama or something. And I think I was the #1 then in school. So, you know, that was how I started. I didn't know I could crack jokes, actually. I was just a funny boy telling funny stories. And eventually everything just turned out to be jokes. And now I am one of the upcoming comedians in Nigeria doing this interview. That's it. My mom, my dad, they were very, very supportive. They're very liberal. You know, they understand, because comedy wasn't the stuff I started with. You understand? I used to play the drums professionally for my church. We used to, before I started playing for my church, I was playing the drums for a band, like a secular band, and they understood it because it was a gift, and nobody taught me how to play drums. So when they just saw me playing drums, they were like, when did you start playing drums? So it was like, So when someone told them, my dad never knew about it, my mom never knew about it, but when someone told them, we saw your son on TV cracking jokes. When I go back from school, they didn't even know I came to Lagos to do that show and went back to school. But dad now called me and said, come, some people said they saw you on TV cracking jokes. Is that what you're doing now? I said, just trying to have fun. And he knew that I was a stubborn boy in school. He knew that I was making people laugh. So he just left it, let it be. And, right now, definitely I'll do the same for my son, but I hope my son will go for football. There's more money there. Comedy is a difficult job. We get paid when we do shows. Footballers, they get paid even when they are injured. That's it. Before comedy, I was a rap artist. We used to rap, yo, what's up, that kind of stuff. Back in the days of the Naughty by Natures and the rest of them. And we did a gig and we got booed off stage. Not because we were not good rap artists, but because of Nigeria wasn't ready for rap with pidgin English, and which was what we were doing. We were a little bit ahead of our time, and they booed us off stage. And when they were booing us off stage, I told the group to just chill out, and I held the mic and I started yapping people because they were yapping us, So I was like, man, cool down. So when I did that, I now held them for about like 10 minutes. And when I walked up stage, one guy walked up to me like, guy, you're a better comedian than a rap artist. I think you should think about it. And that was when I realized. So immediately I just dropped rap music and, started getting ready for comedy. My inspiration for being a comedian was Eddie Murphy. I got this VHS tape from a friend of mine, and it was Delirious, Eddie Murphy, Delirious. I watched it. I was very, very interested. That was way before I saw Alibaba perform. But then, I just, because I knew I could tell stories like that, so I was really amused. I was like watching him. So he inspired me a little bit. But when it comes to proper inspiration, I think I got that from Alibaba. He was the one that saw me perform one of my first major gigs and was like, guy, you should come down to Lagos. He was taking me around, teaching me how I can work on my materials, because I had stories, but I didn't have punchlines. So Alibaba was the one that actually just structured everything, But right now, I still get a lot of inspirations from even the upcoming comedians, and Chris Rock is a big mentor. To be a good comedian, it takes a whole lot, A lot of people go like, I want to be a comedian, I want to be a comedian. You can't just decide to be a comedian. You can decide to want to be a doctor, you can decide to want to be a lawyer. Those are choices you can make. But being a comedian is, actually, comedy will actually pick you, understand? Being a comedian is not something you decide to do. It will just, it's there, it's inborn. A lot of people say that, okay, this guy, was just there. Then I started learning how to be funny. You can't learn how to be funny. It's natural. And if you know you want to, let me just give you a tip. You understand? You have to be spontaneous. You have to be a good storyteller. And you must have to have that ability to exaggerate a lot and lie. Yeah, fat lies. That's the truth, you understand? When you hear a story from someone, turn it around, add lie, exaggerate, put a bit of punchlines in it and the humor, you understand? But if you're a natural comedian, you won't have a problem with what I'm saying. But if you're not natural, then you're in trouble. You have to be very, very spontaneous, because if you go to a show with a list of jokes you want to crack, and you crack the first joke and it's not funny, which is not, it might not be your fault, because comedy is about timing. If you drop it at the wrong time, it's flat and it's dry. You have to have the ability to be spontaneous and come up with something that people can relate to immediately. It's a long, I don't want to give you people all the tricks that I use, but let me just give you the only one that I use. I think it's working for me and most other comedians is you have to create jokes that people can relate to it. You don't go to stage and start saying that there was one monkey that said that. Monkey don't talk. You know, that monkeys, they don't talk. So you have to crack jokes that people live with, as in it's a natural thing that happens around. That way, whenever they experience something that you've cracked a joke about, you're the first thing that comes into their mind. I come up with my jokes from my, I conceive a lot, you understand? I always pay attention, you understand, to the environment. I get my jokes only from my environment. There's always a joke out there. It's one joke, you understand, as in every second around you. So what I do is that that's why I'm practically a dry person, you understand, because I always, pay attention to my environment, make sure that I notice every single thing. And that's what it is. And I listen to my friends when they talk about their experience. But most times what I do is that when they tell me about something that I know that has a content or a material to be a very, very funny joke, I do not tell it the same way they told me. I have to change it. Because that's the only way they can trust me and not stop telling me their personal life experience. You know, but mainly I get my jokes from my environment, from everything I see. So anytime you're around me, mind the way you behave and the way you talk, because it might be my next material. The worst gig I've ever done, okay, I've never been booed off stage up until 2007. Yeah, 2007. Yeah, that was the first time altogether. If I add professional career and when I started, that should be about like 15 years. That was the first time I had a bad gig. And, I was trying a new style and they didn't like it. And they're like, get out, get out. Oh man, it was a big experience. I've never ever felt that bad before. But the thing is, it was a learning process for me. It was at least one lesson that I learned, is that do not try a new style. You understand? Do what people know you by. And that's why I just, I wanted to change my way of delivery. And I learned a very big lesson that day. Yeah. But it's all good.